Happy Saturday, Eagles fans. So being that this is the first week of training camp, there are already some early reports coming out about training camp right here. Now I'm going to give my thoughts on them. Okay, so we've heard some reports early on. There is, most notably, the one that got the most attention was about a practice Jalen Hurts had. You had Jack Hibbs Sports uploaded a short about an hour ago. It's called, quote, Jalen Hurts was awful, hashtag shorts, hashtag Eagles camp. I'm just going to play that real quickly right there. And I'll put the link to it in the description box if you guys want to watch it yourself.
And that's the good. You saw a little bit of that today, and that might have been the only good with the offense. We're burying the lead because Jalen was awful. And I don't care what A.J. Brown comes to his defense this time. Everybody was there. Everybody could see it. And I said, don't believe me. Listen to Jason Kelce. He told you. Awful day for the offense. Awful day for the quarterback. But it's not the end of the world. Everybody has bad practices.
Okay, so that was John McMullen right there. And again, I'll put the link to the video in the description box. And shout out to Jacob Media for the upload. That's the one thing everyone's talking about. They're talking about that one practice right there. Hence why I did not put the green screen in the background. I wanted to show the classic Sixers jersey on the background. I mean, because that's the one main thing everyone's reacting to. Apparently, he had 2 interceptions in that one practice. That's what everyone's reacting to. Now, let's face it. So far the reports from what we're hearing from the different sources, they're conflicting day to day. Like there's a report where one day that the offense had a good practice, and there's that report right there, which you heard in the little video with John McMullen claiming that Jalen had an awful practice in his words. And then there's another report that the offense had a better day after that. And I know there was another thing that A.J. Brown caught a one-hander over Darius Slay Jr. in practice. But remember, these are early practices in training camp. Whether you're talking about the bad day by Jalen Hurts, you're talking about the awesome catch by A.J. Brown. Apparently there's reports that Reagor caught a good catch too. But all this is just through practices. These are not full contact games here, okay? These are just drills in training camp. Okay, anyone can have a good or a bad day in training camp. And that's why I'm not coming on here following reports from day to day, because if we do, we're going to overreact. Because let's face it.
We're talking about practice. Not a game. We're talking about practice.
Thank you, Allen Iverson, for that. Yes, and that is what we're talking about. And quite frankly, we are overreacting to it. Because like I said, anyone can have a good day or a bad day in training camp. Doesn't mean anything. I remember Reagor had this one catch that caught people's attention last year in training camp or practice in preseason, one of the two, but he didn't do anything during the regular season. So the point being is these little small things that happen, these good catches, these bad throws, these fumbles, whatever the case may be that's going on, whatever it is that's occurring in these drills, they don't always translate over to the field is the point I'm getting at. And weren't there reports last year throughout preseason, from the Cincinnati Bengals, that indicated Jamar Chase was going to be a bust? But how did that work out come regular season time? So the point being is these preseason games, these practices, not a game, practices, they don't translate over to what the final results are going to be come season time. So I'm not really worried about that one practice right there. I'm not making a big deal of this A.J. Brown one-handed catch. I'm not making a big deal of the supposed catch Reagor had, because these are all just things in training camp. They're not going to translate over to the game And we're not going to actually see what the results are going to be until we get closer to the game. And there's also, that's why I'm not following these reports. I'm not coming on here uploading these videos, really talking about all these early headlines, because a lot of it is being blown out of proportion, if you ask me. That's how I feel about it, about the early headlines going on right there. I think a lot of people are blowing it out of proportion. There's something Joey Shake 72 uploaded. I was watching it. But right, I'll put the link to that video in the description box as well. What he was talking about was certainly Jonathan Gannon doesn't have a scheme. There's some report that Jonathan Gannon doesn't have an exact scheme with Haason Reddick. Some of you guys may have heard that already right there. But again, I'll put the link to that Joey Shake 72 video in the description if you guys want to check it out yourself. But it suggests that Jonathan Gannon is trying to figure out Haason Reddick's strengths and weaknesses. But even with all the respects to Joey Shakes, but he's not even 100% sure if it's legit or not. So I'm not going to take those comments serious if the people reporting aren't 100% sure if it's legit. Once again, I don't mean any disrespect to Joey Shakes 72 on that one, but I'm just saying myself, if the people talk about don't know for sure if it's legit, I can't buy into it myself. So I'm not going to react to that either. But the point is, I'm just using these as examples of some of the early headlines and giving my thoughts on it. I feel like, as you can tell, I feel people are overreacting. But you guys watching this can let me know in the comment section what you think of the early headlines. If you agree with what I say, if you disagree with what I want to say, you can give me your take in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, drop a like, help out the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed, do so already. Also, to everyone watching, have a wonderful, safe Saturday night. If you plan on going out and drinking, do so safely. Have a designated sober driver. Call an Uber, taxi, or Lyft. Don't be the person that drinks and drives. That's all I got to say with it. Nikki Stee signing off. Have a great Saturday, and I'll see you for my next vid.